Frame 112 coming hot at you on a little Thursday. You're getting it Saturday. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. You want to get a gutter ball, the best way to get a hold of us is Instagram DM, and we will get back to you. You can be talking to us right now. But without further ado, Paul, what's up? What's popping? What's new in your world?
Yo, not much. Doing good, Ruby. Thanks for the sick intro here. Gutterball 112. It's a beautiful day. Work has been a little bit of a drag this week. You know, a lot of big projects, a lot of things to implement, a lot of things to work on. But, you know, all in all, I'm enjoying it, you know, one day at a time, right? Aside from that, though, it's really odd, Ruby. At least once an hour while I've been working this week, I just look out the window and it's like, God, I just want to go outside and like work on my house or like do things, you know? It's like now that I have this swath of projects or ideas, it's like, it's kind of like not depressing, but it's just like, I'm almost kind of bummed that like I can't just, you know, go out there and do said things and work on certain things that I want to do. But I mean, that's life, right? We always have to do things we don't want to do at inopportune times. But anyways, how was your week? How are things going? Anything new? What's up?
Terrible. But you know, no true words have been spoken, Paul. Going outside is important. I kind of had that put in perspective. I was out with some people and they're like, man, fucking summer's almost over. You gotta soak up all the outside time you can. I don't think I've been outside more than any summer, like since I was a kid. Like I've been outside this entire summer. If I'm like not working or, you know, inside rotting, I'm like outside doing something. And yeah, no, yeah, no, I'm doing good. I just gotta, oh my God, I gotta move this. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Gotta move that. I don't know if that was in frame. That was bad. That would have been bad.
Tell what it
That
was.
like a 12-inch dildo, right? That was bad. That would have been terrible.
Good
Black
Lord.
cock, that's what it was. I'm just kidding.
Good
No, I was
Lord.
kidding. Right in the middle of the cast. Anyway, no, I'm doing good. Not too much to report. Just trying to keep up on the Joneses. You know, keep swinging. Trying to grind out some more time to do. I've been writing a lot. Actually, there you go. That's what I've been doing. I've been writing a lot, like a lot of
Oh,
stuff. I've been
nice.
writing bits for the show, some stand up, but mostly a lot of songs. I've been writing a shit ton of songs, kind of getting back to that. I've
That's
always
cool.
written songs. I've been doing that. So that's kind of my new thing this week.
That's awesome. You know,
Uh,
it's funny how you talk about how important outside time is. You know how like the aspect or the term like the grass is always greener. Like you'd rather always be doing this and that. Like when you're not currently doing that. Some days I just sit inside when I'm working and I'm looking out the window from my work office and I'm just like, man, it's so nice out. Like I wonder what it'd be like if I had a construction job or something right now. Like what like I just sometimes think of like what I would pay to just or what I would literally take budget cut wise to just be on a roof roofing or doing something. But then I think about like, oh God, that actually sounds horrible. What, you know, like all day, you know,
yeah.
just like baking.
All
like
day, yeah. I want the short bursts of it.
yeah, and it's like, damn, like, is there a career where there's short bursts of being outside? And I guess you could say like a mailman, like you're inside of a car for some of it, and then, but like that
Well,
would
no,
get really old too.
most people don't know mailmen sort their mail for like half their shifts before they go out.
Yeah,
So I think, I mean, different outfits. So you are inside quite a bit. So there you go. You get the yin and the yang there. But then again, the mail never stops, Paul. It never stops coming.
yeah.
It's
That's the thing is like, it's one of the. I feel like that is definitely one of those jobs where I don't think you could ever quite be completely satisfied. Because one thing with IT is like when you finally test something and implement some big project or fix some crazy thing, especially fixing or bug hunting or fixing some crazy thing you've been trying to fix for weeks and you finally figure it out, it's a great feeling. You know, you get like a dopamine rush. But with mail, it's it doesn't stop. Like where do you get that hint of
doesn't fucking
satisfaction?
stop with how goddamn suicidal I am. I don't understand why people keep recommending I go work at the postal service. I'm gonna go in postal. That's where that came from. Some guy came in there and shot everybody to death. That's gonna be me. I can't sort mail. It just doesn't fucking stop. It just drives me crazy. There is no
I think you would actually like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think you would actually like it.
mm-hmm. Can see it in the headlines. Mail carrier stalks the halls and hunts down his employee. Fucking
Oh
coworker.
man, they'll do a clickbait. They'll tear you apart with that headline. They will be like, yeah, dude.
Oh, trans shooter
Yeah,
went wild. in the
yeah,
mailroom.
yeah. Trans
All you-
shooter went wild. Host of a podcast that is pro Trump. Like they'll like put, even though we're not, like they'll just lie about it. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. See, this is why you gotta have the glasses. Pro Trump. You know, you gotta have the exaggeration.
Yeah, yeah.
But no, that's gonna be a huge issue. I don't wanna end up doing that. You know,
that's gonna be a huge issue. Yeah, man. If I ever worked in a postal office, you just know I'll be in the headlines someday.
Man, God.
He killed everybody with the box cutter. Yeah.
I'm running around the way. I'm taking someone with me. I'm taking someone with me, and I go in there. No, I wouldn't do that. That's fucked
You
up.
take
Cut
it,
that.
you know those like funny, like little comical like letter openers, like they'll do like funny, like they'll make tiny things. Remember, Dad had that little katana or that little sword to like
Yeah,
open
I have
mail.
that.
Do you remember that? Yeah, you have that. Yeah. Imagine you take someone hostage and you got that to the throat. The cops just
With
like
a
light
little,
you up.
like a Dexter in a cutaway.
Yeah, a letter opener. Yeah,
Jesus Christ, that'd be a way to go. Yeah, I have a letter opener that's
they're just dull.
German. Oh, it's
Oh, that's
cool. It's
cool.
cool. Remember I showed it? It was the one where it was the Nazi butter in his bread. Remember that?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was good. That's another good bit. Yeah, that's a good bit. My grandfather, Paul. We were talking about T-shirt ideas before the cast, right, Paul? We are kind of going through that, and here's one. My grandfather is part of the Third Reich. That's a great T-shirt idea.
That's not a good T-shirt at all.
We'll have the Gutterball logo thrown up on the back.
No,
It'd be
but
hilarious.
with you bringing that up though, I've been like slowly coming up with designs and ideas for merch for, you know, the show and just kind of in general, because I'm kind of torn. It's like I want there to be show merch, but I also have other ideas for merchandise or clothing and designs outside of Gutterball. So I think really the brand of clothing is just going to be called Gutterball. But like I'm going to have, I think it'd be cool to just not just have podcast centric things, but also just other funny t-shirts or stickers, you know,
Mhm.
desk mats, like whatever we could do, hats, like merch wise. But no, I just thought the idea of Nick and I were talking about this. A good friend of mine who has yet to come on the show. I've been trying to get him on. We just thought like of a funny T-shirt idea. Like I got drenched at Ropes Lagoon, like a big back print, or
What is
like
it, like a SpongeBob font or something? I got
yeah,
drenched.
yeah, like just like terrible balloon style font.
Well, it
What's
should be
I got
the SpongeBob, like,
submerged at
billboard.
Cum Canyon. Yeah, like a billboard.
He's reading this. He rewrote these. These are in his notes somewhere on his phone.
I got juiced at Jizz Junction. Like these are just horrible
I
plans.
got juiced at Jizz
Those
Junction.
aren't
What would you put on
serious.
the shirt? No, what would you put on it? What would you put on that shirt? Am I
I don't
getting drenched
know.
in cum?
Just
What
like
do you
a
do? What do you do for that?
like
You
a
put it in neon
juicer,
letters like Marquise? What do you do? A
like
juicer?
yeah,
That's good. That's good. I'll take that.
like
It's
a
cum
cartoon
juicer.
juicer. That's terrible.
What it should be labeled on the bottom, cum juicer, like
Dude,
very bold. So everyone knows
it
what
should be like cartoon animated juicer, but it's like with balls getting put onto a juicer.
Okay, that's funny. That's funny as shit.
That's
That's like a
terrible.
cool shirt idea. No,
That-
that's actually good. Like someone
No,
would buy
that's
that. Yeah.
terrible. It's terrible and it's foul, but I think
Let's
it's
do
pretty
that one.
fucking funny. Like,
Val. I've always been on the notion that all our shirts will be double sided when merch comes. I'll make sure of that. I'll pay extra for double
well,
sided.
I think no, I think 100% will definitely have double-sided shirts, whether that's like, you know, big graphic front and back, small graphic with pocket, you know, big back print, vice versa, whatever. But I do also want to have almost like a lower tier of merch and an upper tier. And by that,
Yeah.
what I mean is like a majority of our merch is going to be upper tier, but I want to have like one or two things, especially
comment.
t-shirts. What was that?
For the comments.
Yeah. Like I would say like, I don't know, like a front shirt with just like the podcast logo or whatever we decide to put on it, pocket shirt or something. And it's like, I don't know, 10 to $15 cheaper a shirt. And maybe it's just like a cheaper quality shirt compared to like our normal upscale lineup of like normal things. But that's one thing I noticed is like with content creators is especially is, you know, they're not merch, they're not clothing people, they're not, you know, they don't have, that's like their second thing. Their main thing is their content creation, right? And so I think people kind of forget that like the common man also needs, you know, the ability to be able to buy stuff and support a show that they like without having to, you know, pay some of them $50-$60 a t-shirt, like and then like $80 to $100 for a hoodie. Looks like you're back now. Sorry, we lost you for a second
Okay.
there, Ruby, but
Yeah.
I was
No,
just
heard you.
explaining. I was basically just explaining how like most
I heard
content
you.
creators, yeah, most content creators, it would be like $80 to $100 a hoodie now, and it's like, come on, like, and it's like usually not that crazy, and usually the blanks or the bases they're using as far as shirts. I will tell you this: we are not using the Walmart Gildans. I'm gonna have samples sent here before I get like mass shipments or do ordering. I'm thinking like I like those heavyweight tees by Hanes or Champion, and I think those would be a good thing to print on. But again,
No Champion. We don't work with Champion. I have literally, this is a topic that Champion clothing brand is shit. It's somewhere on this.
really,
I will not. I will not be supporting Champion, but
Dude, are you sure? Their sweaters are really nice. Like their sweater blanks and stuff.
junk. They're all junk. You want me to get into Champion? We'll go into Champion if you want me to,
The-
but I want to touch on this merch idea here a little bit more. But
yeah.
no, I want to. I was looking into the Sam Hyde, the one that he uses for his shirts. You know how he has a lot of ink. His thing is he wants t-shirts that could soak up a lot of ink. I think if we got a lower tier version of his shirts, because his shirts are always saturated, a lot of color
Yeah.
and shit on them, right? So you kind of have to have. But yeah, no Hanes, no Gildan, no junk. Maybe do Hanes, but no beefy. Those beefy tees suck too. I don't like those. We'll look into it. We could probably find a cheap. I know a guy over in China.
That's the
12 cents a shirt.
that's
Cheap.
the thing with like blanks though too though, man, is it's so subjective, right? Like
Mhm.
I feel like no matter what we pick, there are going to be people that get said item and are dissatisfied with it. Like they might not be dissatisfied with the design, but they're going to just be dissatisfied maybe with how it fits them. That's because everybody's different. So it's like, I don't know. We're going to have to find a good universal somehow, which is going to be kind of impossible. But
It's okay. Well, I've had a couple ideas. One that's been always ran in my mind is I want to have a gutter ball, but it's not normal logo. It's like a metal, like one of those metal logos that you can't fucking read. And then maybe someone's on the bottom of it, like blowing their head off or something. And it's all gory and shit. It says gutter ball on it, and then on the back is a QR code or something. Like, what's that?
what if we just take our 3D bowling pin, one of them with a shotgun?
Shotgun in his mouth. That'd actually be funny
That's
as hell. Blowing
terrible.
fucking brains out, yeah, all over the wall. That would be funny. That goes back to the bowling animations you were saying
Yeah.
earlier. We should do a bowling animation of one of them killing themselves.
Ruby.
Bro.
This shirt would sell right here. Okay, you got it? Listen to this.
Yeah.
Front print only. And it's
Okay.
the bowling pin blowing his brains out with a shotgun, but the mass and brain matter is what makes the gutter ball and the metal logos behind his head above him.
Sold. Yeah. Oh, I like that. Yeah. I like that actually. Yeah. That one's okay. Write that down. Write that down. No, that could be a t-shirt. That'd be a good idea. We gotta have someone design that. Or maybe you do it. Because I can't design shit.
That's the
I can't
thing, dude, is like I'm just not good at drawing.
Isn't Destiny good at drawing? I know a couple of people good at drawing. I don't know. I don't know why I thought Destiny was like a Picasso type drawer. I don't know. But yeah, no t-shirt. I can't wait to do that. It's gonna be fun. Maybe we'll have some pants in the future. Maybe pants with cum all over them. Cum pants. We'll call
Why
them.
is it have to come all over it?
Well, I mean, you were the one. What did you just say? Hold on. What did you say? I got drenched at Ropes Lagoon. I come in juicers. Was that another one? I don't know what the other one was.
No. It was like I got submerged at Jizz Junction or something like that.
Oh, excuse me. I got submerged at Jizz Junction. You and Nick are foul.
Did
There's
you
some
get?
foul
How
you-
about I got depleted at Dick's Suck Spot?
What is that? What is that? Is that a place? Is that real? I got to be at Nick. Yeah, that's real. That's the place. That would be funny. I could picture the building being like an old like brothel or something, and it has
No, like my idea for that shirt is because like it's a place that doesn't really exist. Was just like a little bit of desert and a tumbleweed and an old wooden sign in a cartoon fashion that says that, like on the back of the shirt.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah. I like that. Ugh. All these are foul. Why does mine have to be obsessed to come? Why do you have to be obsessed with it?
Well,
Jeez.
okay, when it comes to merch though, outside of t-shirts, hats, desk mats, water bottles, what's a good weird one we could have that could easily be mass
We
produced?
talked about this. Remember we talked about if you'd have a snack cake or some kind of food, like what our food would be. You know,
Oh
that
yeah.
wrap snacks and cold one has a beer and all these other YouTube Mr. Beast's chocolate. What would we do? I always thought of a Little Debbie type snack cake with a filling inside, a green filling. Like one of those cupcakes, Hostess cupcakes, but it's got green filling in it. And I don't know, you just got guttered or something.
What if it's like one of those horrible SpongeBob popsicles, but it's like the bowling ball?
That's good too. That'd be really, dude. That's got to be hard as hell to produce. There's no way that's cheap to produce. You make sure they're frozen and shipped over and then molded right.
The gumballs for the eyes, they're always all fucked up on those.
They're always all not in place. That is a good idea though. That one seem like incredibly difficult to make.
I don't know. I do see sunglasses sometimes. Not that often. It's hard to think of something that like you can produce cheap. Like it's like, oh, a watch would be cool, but how the fuck do you make custom watches?
It's gonna be like a cereal box watch. You don't want to wear that shit. No one's gonna actually wear that. Let me obviously posters. What's a weird merch thing we could do? That is a really good question. I mean, you can get I don't even know. It's a good question. Pencil case, but when we send it to you, it's full of slime already, and it's just
What
ruined.
what if it's like a nice wooden box, silverware set and has like Gutterball etched on like the
Silverware set,
spoons and forks
one
and
of one. Well, we will be obviously, this goes without saying, we will be releasing a bowling pin set and a bowling ball set at some point, one of one editions.
oh, that'll be one of
I
one.
don't
We'll
know.
just get like a custom bowling ball made and just get some pens with and it just has our faces on it or something.
Yeah, that would be really cool. That'd be awesome. What would we make? Some water bottles, slap a sticker on that. That's not weird though. We need something weird. I tell you, a snack cake. That's sold right now. Let's make a snack cake. Let's look into that.
You know what I was thinking is like I have the business cards done, but man, I really dropped the ball as far as like the design's good, but it's like I think about it, it's like, man, I should have made them like a trading card, like a Pokemon card. So like the one side looks like that and the other side has all the info. Because like that
Mm,
would grab people's attention, you know?
that would be cool. Well, either way, I was gonna say I do want to print those because I keep meeting other artists, like people who are in bands or people who do like blogs and shit, and I'm like, God damn it, I need a card because I do tell them about Gutterball, but it's so much better when you can go here. Here's my card, and I always do. I always picture myself doing it as the Paul Allen, the Patrick Bateman. Go look at Paul Allen's cards. So kind of
Yeah.
just throw it at him. But yeah, no, we gotta get some business cards rolling, so we throw them out at people. I'm gonna start putting them in people's drinks at the bar. So I'm just gonna set in their drink and walk
Good
away.
lord.
Good lord, I roofie them with Gutterball. But that'd be so Gutterball roofies. There we go. They have their little Gutterball shape. You know, Chase the
Gutterball
Lake,
tabs
the
of
ladies
acid
podcast.
and you're spiking people's drinks.
Oh my god, that'd be
It has a little
awesome. I mean, you
Gutterball
couldn't
in
do
it.
it with a tab. You'd have to have a dropper, but you could still spike somebody. I think if you put some, yeah, do that.
Terrible.
We're doing acid. We're doing roof.
No, we're
Doing hell.
not selling
Press pills.
psychedelics.
Gutterball press pills. We're not selling We get shut down so quick. We rated so
Gutterball
bad.
press pills.
Let's do that. The shape of the
You
Gutterball
come
throwing
in,
up.
you come
like
in, and I'm like naked in an apron in the basement, and I'm frail and shaking because I've
frail,
been
like-
using it, and I'm pressing them. I'm getting the powder, and I'm pressing them
There's
in the
steam
thing.
all around. You're
Yeah.
sniffing half every other pill you're fucking putting right up your nose. Like, you gotta press yourself, man. We're losing money. You keep snorting half our fucking supply, man. You got a problem, man.
What?
We
I
can go-
gotta test it out. I gotta make sure it's good. Yeah.
You keep testing every pill. So that first city, you're all fucked up. Your nose bleeding. Oh, that'd be a funny sketch. You junkie. You're a fucking junkie.
You're
Press the
fucking
pills.
junkie. Keep pressing the fucking pills. We need to ship it out tonight. You're pissed.
Yeah. I'm fucking angry. Oh,
I
okay,
do
that-
like the idea of like what Bones does, like a necklace. I don't know how. I wouldn't
Gosh.
want the Gutterball logo, but I would want maybe like a little bowling pin. That's a really good idea.
Yeah, that would be cool. Thing about that is too, you have to really find a reputable source to print theirs because you can get some cheap, like
You
stainless
get some
steel.
shit that oxidizes and fucking
Yeah, I mean
breaks.
that's what happened to Bones and his fucking jewelry. Glenn was wearing his ring. And he's like, my finger's all green, dude. He's like, the fuck? And he apologized, and I'm like, and Glenn never got a refund. It was like, all you need to do is email Bones, and he would have refunded you. He never got the refund for that, but his fucking ring's all green and shit. It's funny. And he's still green. His finger is still green, Paul, to this day. That's how bad it oxidized on his hand.
Really?
That's not true. No, that's not true. That's bad. That's like lead poison at that point. Paul, you know what I realized? We haven't done song of the week. Do you have a
Yeah.
song of the week?
I
Anything?
don't have one this week. I was really trying to think. Really, man, it's kind of the same as last week because I've just been listening to like those late 90s, early 2000s video game lo-fi tracks. Like I found this Aqua underwater one I really like now too. And it's like
Yeah.
that it's like that bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, dun, 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 but like that 90s like fast pace and it's got like a nice like aquatic like sound. Almost like what do they call it? The Simpsons wave stuff, kind of like that, but different.
Yeah, vaporwave.
Yeah,
We got
vaporwave.
the vaporwave Simpsons are just ripped like lo-fi songs put into Simpsons backgrounds. That's all
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
Sad backgrounds, but carry the bulk because I got a bunch of song releases, Paul, and some new music that you can just ruffle through. A bunch of new artists dropped some music. First off, we got Tara Reid dropped a new single called "Nod Your Head." It's pretty good, pretty much a vibe. It's kind of
Oh, I heard that one. It is good.
yeah, it kind of reminds me of his older music, kind of like Cruisin' back in the day with Nick Coletti, kind of that type of vibe because he's not as fluent as we know he can be in the rapping, and it
Yeah.
almost seems like spacey during the choruses, and that's kind of like Cruisin', but it works, serves the song's purpose well, and really I think what the song is to get the crowd moving. It's gonna be at every show, nod your
Yeah.
head, kind of goes with the hook.
Yeah.
So nothing new there. I think it's one of his weaker songs he's
I
released
do.
with a couple years.
Yeah, I do think I think Tara Reid obviously still growing and still super early. But he has made a lot of changes, but I do think he needs to kind of change it up next step. He needs to experiment more, like he was doing when he first started.
Mhm. Yeah, it seems like he's kind of stuck in this like I don't know, kind of almost Slim Shady esque type beats.
Yeah,
Where he
yeah,
kind of snaps with him
which
too.
isn't bad because that's
Yeah.
what's been serving him well, right?
Mhm.
But I like songs like Dead to Me, which are like
Yeah, right.
slower, but then I
Slower.
also
Yeah,
like
that's
songs like Bounce Back, which are like funkier and more upbeat. Like I
mhm.
think he needs to, don't get me wrong. Like I love songs like Outlaws and this latest one where it's, it's like, he's spitting and there's like a gnarly beat. But I do like, when he mixes it up. I think there's a lot of I think there's a lot of areas over there he could expose, like with his artistry. I don't really know what I'm trying to say, but he could
Yeah.
experiment more, I
Oh,
guess
I
is
know
what
what
I'm
you're
trying to say.
saying. And it's not like we know he can't do it because he's been producing for years. He's
Yeah.
produced hundreds of thousands of songs and they're all different, unique way. And we've seen him produce songs like slower and stuff. I just think that's not what he's looking for right now. And if he
Yeah.
wants to, he'll come back to it.
And he knows what sells. He's the one that can see the
Yeah,
numbers and stuff. And it's like, if that's what's selling,
nice.
then keep on doing it. Like, don't listen to
Yeah.
us. But
He also just announced a tour. Unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to catch him, but I really would like to see him live. He's quite a treat.
I'm gonna
Um,
be bummed I'm missing Creed next week.
Yeah, don't even remind me. I'm pissed off about that. I don't even like Creed. I just want to go and just get high and just watch Creed. I think it'd be fun. Second release, Paul. We got our second release single from the Black Dahlia murder. The new album Servitude coming out September 24th. It's called The Mammoth's Hand. Really, really good, solid single. We're almost getting kind of like Unhallowed vibe from 2007 type era. But again, the Black Dahlia murder, to me, it seems like once they released Nightbringers in 2017, they never broke free from the same type of like guitar tuning. It's like weird in a sense where each riff sounds like it could come right off of Kings of the Night World, just like you just take it right from there. So I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed with the sound of this song. It just didn't seem super new to me.
Yeah.
Vocals are really good. Of course, Brian S. Box taking over, so I can't complain. Excited for a new album. That's sick. I got a couple more releases, quite a bit here. Second one, Marilyn Manson released his first single in like 6 years. It's called "As Sick as the Secrets Within." Really good, solid Marilyn Manson. We're getting still kind of like the I don't know what album it's called, but it has the song "Kill for Me" in it. We're still getting that old 2017 Marilyn Manson. It sounds like, but almost it's weirder. His voice sounds more youthful, and yeah, it's still just like Marilyn Manson. He keeps it real. The biggest thing I like about him is he adds like those little synth and like kind of like in the Nobodies, if you heard that song, he kind of has like a weird synth to it. So he brought that back heavy in this new single. Worked really well, served his purpose. Little long song, didn't need to be 6 minutes, way too long. Um, with that too, he also played his first show in like 5 years. Went really well. He played in Pennsylvania. Set list was awesome. He sounded great. Watched some live videos of that. Super cool. Super sad I can't go see him next week. But that's okay. Another single, "We Don't Care" by Mushroom Head. Mushroom Head's new album comes out tomorrow, "Call the Devil." They released a single today. It features Roxy pretty much predominantly on vocals, the woman.
The
I think
first
she does like
couple ones were
Christine.
okay. The first
Yeah,
couple
they're close.
singles.
Yeah, this one is definitely the worst of the couple. It's very, very dad metal esque, and fucking the lyrics are boring and not fun. And yeah, Mushroom Head. I'm gonna be real with you. Mushroom Head fucking kind of sucks. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. Compared to what they have put out in the past, trash. I don't even want to. I barely don't want to
Well,
listen to
how
the
do
song.
you keep, I don't know, man. It's bands like that. It's
Exactly.
like, how do you keep a following when there's so many members that have left or passed away? And it's,
Exactly.
it's almost just like
They do
the
have a huge
the
following
skin
though.
of the band is all is left, but everything inside's gone. It's
Yeah.
like
And,
it's like Drowning Pool, right? Dave Williams died, and then they replaced that singer, and then they replaced that singer again, and then again, and it's like, I don't even know if Drowning Pool's still technically together anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not.
I don't think so. I haven't heard much about them, but yeah, no, that's the issue with these big 9-piece fucking bands. And of course,
Yeah, that's true. Larger
They're
bands too.
assholes, apparently, from what Jeffrey Hatrix, the main member of the band that anyone cares about is Hatrix, Jeffrey nothing, and he said they were assholes to him and kind of forced him out, right? So that's unfortunate that happened. We're gonna talk about concerts too, because some cool things are happening. Slipknot is playing their 25th anniversary show. They just started their tour last night, Paul, and it's a treat. Slipknot is going back to their fucking roots, Paul. 1999. They're dressing up in the same old jumpsuits, same old costumes, and everything. Here's a treat, Paul, though. They said, and they said this live, there's a video of it. They said, Corey Taylor goes, "Warning, anything you hear is not written after 1999, only originals." And they play the entirety of Self-Titled and then some of Mate, Feed, Kill, Repeat, and that's it. Nothing past 1999, and I was like, holy shit. And their live performance is fucking, they're back. It's like almost like they got that like youthful stride back in them. Like they're acting crazier on stage and shit. They got the old costumes and they're only playing the self-titled. And you know there's none of that bullshit duality, no bullshit kill pop, no sad, oh I want my girl. No, these songs are about cutting that girl open and eating her. That's what Slipknot was about, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
they're back full force. They're touring with Knock Loose, of course. Slipknot, Paul, refuses to go to Minnesota. They haven't played a show in Minnesota in almost 10 years. They always skip it on every single tour. They don't play in Minnesota. I don't know why. That's a thing I looked up before the cast. I was like, what's the last Minnesota? 10 years ago. And they don't plan on
It's
coming
kind of
back.
like how the UFC won't come back because the sports commissions fucking suck here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what their deal is. I think it's because either they go to Iowa and do a festival because that's where they're from, or they go to Wisconsin and do a festival, right? Which they are doing this time around. So disappointed I didn't want to drive to see them. But yeah, I got some so that's cool. Good news. I got some concerts lined up, Paul. They'll stop my rambling.
Well, hold on. I'm kind of regretting it. I could be at Hootie and the Blowfish right now, probably at Somerset, because my boss was giving away tickets for it, and I didn't enter it, and only like 3 people entered. Because I was like, damn, dude, I don't really want to drive down to Somerset again and see Hootie.
I don't want to be with you. Ba-da-da, ba-da-da. You
Yeah,
don't want to go. Man, I would have
no,
went.
I wanted to, but I was like, God damn, dude, like this week. It's like I was just there 2 weeks ago, a couple weeks ago to
See,
see Limp Bizkit, and
my main thing is like getting my own place, but also I want like a new car because this one's about to blow up. Like when I say blow up, I don't mean that it's a joke, the listeners and viewers. I mean that it's just gonna blow up. Like you listen to that thing, it's like a ticking time bomb. So because I'd be going to all these concerts, I would drive out to Maryland Mansion
yeah.
and drive back. I don't give a fuck.
Well, what's
But I
more
can't.
important right now, moving out or getting a car? You probably need a car, man. I don't
I
know.
really do. To be honest with you, I've been thinking I need a fucking car. That thing, dude, Paul. Dude, you drive it, you're like, dude, this thing, I don't know, dude. Like, it's scary at some point. Yesterday, it wouldn't shift gear. It just wouldn't go into reverse. I'm like, you cocksucker. I'm like pulling up and down the lever, and it eventually clicked in the reverse, and I sped out, but that thing's dangerous. So I would be going to more concerts. But yeah, I got some concerts lined up. I'm pretty excited for it. I got tickets to the Black Dahlia Murder.
Sweet.
That's October 6th. They're gonna be playing with Dying Fetus and Spite. That'll be cool. Um, there's a Frozen Soul concert 2 days after that. Unfortunately, I can't go to that. But so Black Dahlia Murder is on the 6th, and Suicide Boys is on the 10th. My plan is to drive there, go catch Black Dahlia Murder, drive back that night, come back 4 days later and do Suicide Boys, and then drive back that night or stay that night. And
Nice.
then Tara Reid's playing on the 16th, Carnifex is the 17th, and Megadeth is playing in September. I almost want to drive back a week later and see Tara Reid and Carnifex back to back because that'd be fun as hell. But I can't. I can't do that.
Is
So
anybody going with you? With any of these?
oh yeah. I'm taking. Well, okay. Well, here's kind of the original thing kind of happened. Originally what happened is, well, for Black Dahlia Murder and that I'm taking D because I'm like, you got to go see my favorite metal band. We're gonna open mosh pit. She didn't want to open a mosh pit, but I'm gonna she's gonna watch me get punched in the head right when we go into the mosh pit. Those Dying Fetus fans, dude, do not fuck around. Black Dahlia Murder fans are nice. Dying Fetus, that's like metal. They're gonna knock someone out. That'd be fun. Taking her to that, but so I bought tickets to Suicide Boys for 2 of my friends, and don't tell them this, but I don't want to go with neither of y'all. But to be fair, they didn't pay me for them yet, and I told them I bought these tickets regardless because I was gonna sell them. I can make a good profit on these. I can make like $100 on these tickets. They're pit tickets. So I told them, I just let them know, I'm like, yo, if you want this ticket, you gotta pay me for it by like certain date. And if you don't, then I'm not going. And by the way, you can't ride with me, but you have a ticket if you want. I bought him, so I'm the nice guy. I'm not being an asshole. I didn't say you're gonna go with me. So, but I'm dragging D to Suicide Boys. Which I'm so excited for. I'm actually
Nice.
like more excited for that than like any show recently, and I've already seen him a shit ton. So it's gonna be fun. I like to share music with the people that haven't experienced it. A Suicide Boys show.
Oh yeah, I do as well. I found as I've gotten older though that I just keep my music to myself now. But also it's like I'm in a different environment than you, man. I'm working with people that like listen to Taylor Swift and fucking anything
Yeah.
that plays on the radio. I was playing Slipknot at work once and somebody thought I was like a Satanist. And I'm like, okay, I should probably just
Yeah.
like keep this under wraps. So
I
because I just feel like
never
there's a
forget.
lot of people that just aren't exposed to the more underground or niche genres of music that we like. And don't get me wrong, I like some of that mainstream shit, but I don't like Taylor Swift really. Like just like not my jam. I respect her as an artist, but like, dude, like if I had to say pick one mainstream person that's really not that mainstream anymore, is like Bruno Mars. Like I think he has a really good voice. Is he my cup of tea when it comes to music? No, but I thought that Uptown Funk You Up was a really good fucking song actually. So
It's a good fucking song. I can't even
yeah,
argue that. Yeah, and it's kind of hard for me to forget because to me, music cures all my depression and anxiety, and music is literally my life. Like I don't think you understand how often I listen to music, but most people don't. You ever met somebody that doesn't have a music preference? They're like, "What's your favorite band?" They don't have an answer. These
yeah,
assholes walk around their whole life not having a
yeah.
favorite
You
band.
want?
How fucking sad is that?
I don't
It's the
know if you've
saddest thing ever.
noticed this. The people that I've met that have like no interest in music, never went to a concert, don't listen to music.
Sober.
Well, they're always sober. They never touch anything, or they've never smoked a cigarette,
Mhm.
never they don't even drink. But not only that, these are the types of people that end up like owning their own business. Like they just their thing is their work. So like whatever they like doing, they end up getting invested in that. There's a lot of people, like a kid I went to high school with in particular, that just was never into music. And I was friends with him. He's literally been in the bedroom you're in right now.
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah.
he's in the video games, but he never got into music. And it's funny, I went and looked. He owns his own business now, but he also plays guitar. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like that, he never did that before. So it's just like, I don't know. I've noticed a lot of people that don't care for music at all, like completely outside that world, tend to focus more on their work. And are usually pretty successful people. Not that that has anything to do
Or
with whether you listen to music or not.
that's true. No, that's valid. That's a good point. No, but tie it back to not letting. Well, yeah, because like people exposing people like because I listen to like slam death metal. Like yeah, again, I'll say it. People getting killed. That's what the songs are about. And it's not like I want to kill people. It's just that's what it is. That's horror to me. I love it. See, you laugh at that, but those songs awesome. You don't like fuck to death, but less than the decapitated, fucking broken bottle by 6 feet under. That song's fucking tight. I love that song. That's a good song. It's a good song. Strip and Strangle. It's a good. I like that show. That
Yo, you
song.
can't say that middle
Uh,
word.
yeah, you're right. We really should. You shouldn't say that one. No, you can say it now. It's allowed.
Are
We're,
you?
we're
I don't know.
honored.
Should I put a timestamp on that really quick or?
Yeah, maybe. But it's a song. I'm quote. It's literally the song name. Whatever. Who cares? The guy who sings that song plays claw machines and takes his daughters to Disneyland. So suck my dick, YouTube. Okay. Um. But no. I was at Ursa Minor the other day, and there's people in a band
Brewery,
there.
right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was the people that were there were in a band, and I was just kind of like, they were like, D's like, oh yeah, Ruby's dragging me to a bunch of shows, and I'm like, they're like, oh yeah, what are you going to see? I'm like, the Suicide Boys. They're like, I'm like, Dying Fetus. They're like, oh, whoa, like, whoa, I've never heard of that. And I'm like, you're in a band, you asshole. I don't care if it's an indie band or not. How do you not know what Dying Fetus is? And then they're like, just really off put, and I'm like, oh, the Black Dahlia, Spite's gonna be there. But yeah, you just gotta realize that people don't fuck with that much as me as I do. People just don't feel music people don't feel as much as I do, Paul. That's the issue. Everyone's the problem, not me. But I thought that kind of felt made me feel out of place there a little bit. But
Yeah, I feel that.
can't wait for
Um,
a big grand old time.
so ZillaKami, part of City Morgue,
Yeah,
had a lot of allegations against them as far
yeah.
as like what was it, minors or was it I don't know what it was. It was one of the two. Oh,
Miners.
I
It's
just said the
always.
wrong word. I just said the word I
Oh
shouldn't have
my
said.
God, you
Fuck.
said it. I don't feel bad anymore. Thank God, because it's 1-to-1 ratio now, so I don't feel bad about it. So now I won't say it. What is it with us and pedophiles and the R word? It just doesn't stop. It just keeps saying it.
Well, maybe people should stop showing up in the headlines for it then. So when I have
Yeah,
to go
God
talk
damn
about
it.
current events, Stop being
Yeah.
a fucking sicko. God.
Jeez. Stop being a sicko.
But anyways, he supposedly went to court for it and everything and has been, completely expunged of everything. It was found it was all lies. There was just no evidence, but he's been completely just all charges dropped and everything. What do you think of that? Do you think he actually had anything to do with it? I don't know. It looks pretty convincing that this lady was lying.
Well, maybe this lady was lying, but that doesn't excuse him from the other several allegations he has against him for
Yeah.
sex with a minor. And one
Yeah.
of which is very compelling to me, where he's very obvious. Unless it was fabricated DMs and pictures, he was doing something with that 13-year-old. I refuse to believe he wasn't.
Really?
There's weird things with that. Yeah, go look into yourself. There's a good Twitter thread on it, but that like everyone says, I mean, yeah, you got to. And I think this one lady was probably lying because this lady that he got cleared from has been known to lie. Like she did it before. So fuck that lady. She's probably full of shit. But the other couple people, especially the underage ones, they're older now because this was years ago. They're a little weird. There are pictures with him with like a 13-year-old girl, and you can't really make that shit up in the DMs.
Yeah, and the other stuff that's like I get he likes to train to fight and stuff, and that he went to Thailand to train Muay Thai. But what else do people go to Thailand for, man?
Ooh, yeah, Brandon Buckingham did too. So I don't know, man. Brandon Buckingham went with him to Thailand. So that lady boy pussy is what they want, right? That's what they're
Yeah,
looking at.
I don't know, but yeah, it's all fucked up. In other
I-
in other news, aside from that, for allegations, did you hear that Alex Pereira, he was the middleweight champion, now he's the current light heavyweight champion in the UFC, has allegations against him? Do you see that? Do you see how horrible the UFC community is? Within like 2 hours of that being released, the lady did like a literal video, and she did it to sponsor her OnlyFans. Not saying what happened isn't true, but she basically said that like somebody made an edit and it's her in the front of the camera, like basically crying, say the only English he said is when he asked if I could put it in, and then somebody had it cut to like Alex like knocking people out, like and it had music, and I'm like, who made this? Like 2 hours after it came out, somebody would just hit Adobe Premiere Pro and started cooking up a hot meme. My God,
That's fucking hilarious. Yeah, no, I didn't hear about that a bunch. But anyway, ZillaKami is still not out. He actually just released a single today. That's another release radar I didn't want to talk about. But yeah, he released a song today. I think it just went straight to SoundCloud. Regardless, he lost all his credibility, and I don't think you'll be seeing much of him. Maybe he'll do a tour, but I don't think he's gonna pull in a lot of fans. But to be fair, City Morgue fans are notorious pieces of garbage. Here's
they're horrible people.
They're either actual pieces of shit drug dealers, crackheads, or they're like me, white people from suburbs who are decently good-hearted, but there's very few of those fans. Or they're trans. There's it's weird, Paul. Trans community loves City Morgue. I don't know what it is about them. You ask a trans person, they're like, ZillaKami? Yeah, I'm all about that. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, I'd be hard-pressed to find a trans person than like City Morgue. But Paul, Kublai Khan also has some allegations against him. Have you heard about this? The metal band Kublai
band
Khan?
itself?
No, it's just this. It's so stupid. From what I can interpret and from what I read up on, the lead singer of the band posted some very alt-right based stuff, especially towards Kamala Harris, towards Trump, like pro-Trump, and very based.
Who did this in the band? The singer?
The lead singer, yes. Very base stuff. I think there was some homophobic stuff there, and just like alt-right nonsense, kind of Nazi-esque shit. So everyone's calling him a Nazi and shit, and. And he's like in the replies, like, being an asshole and shit. But I'm not surprised. Those bands like Kublai Khan and Gatecreeper right back there, and those type of bands, those bands are for like legitimate neo-Nazi people, like some of the people that listen to those. Not all, but it's like it borderlines that black metal Norwegian-esque like white power metal. Were I honestly Gatecreeper right there? I shouldn't even have that because I some people listen to straight up Nazis, so I'm not surprised that Kublai Khan.
And when I go to like local metal shows, such as my girlfriend's cousin's band, who is Viking Norwegian metal, they are so anti-Nazi. Like they always wear shirts like "Curb Stomp Your Local Nazi" and shit, and they're like, and like I've literally seen Matt, her cousin, get in fights with dudes at shows that are wearing like. Literal, like not Nazi memorabilia, like actual swastikas, but like, related metal like symbols, like the Mjolnir. Like I think Nazis have adopted like Mjolnir and a lot of other things that And people have said some really fucked up shit he's heard, and he does not stand for that, and no one should. That shit's fucked up, man.
I'm not gonna say that on camera. I just didn't know that's terrible. That's terrible. I won't get caught saying anything bad about the Reich. I'm just kidding. That's fucked up. Well, speaking of people and doing Nazi designs, Paul, you know the famous streetwear brand Fucked from the '90s, right? Have you heard about this? Have you
Yeah.
heard of the brand Fucked? Fuct. Well, Fucked creator Eric Brunetti, back in the day, made some really old designs using SS skulls and symbols. Can you
I
believe this,
saw
Paul?
that. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, this has been an old topic, so I want to touch on this really quick. I didn't know that a long time ago. He uses I can't remember what skull it's called,
I think I
but there's a
saw
certain
you
type of
comment
skull.
on one of his new drops saying, like, do you remember when you
Yeah.
made these? And you like posted it.
Yeah, he saw it. He looked at it, dude. He said seen. He didn't say shit about it, but it's essentially the SS like Vulcanheim skull or something. I'm butchering it. It's German. I can't pronounce it. But it's literally the SS Nazi skull that says like crush your enemy's skulls or some shit above it. Something like that. And it's supposed to be apparently it's supposed to be a parody of it, but regardless, you just put a Nazi symbol on a shirt with an SS lightning bolt next to it. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Like, that's kind of fucked up. And then he did it again by using another known Third Reich symbol on a t-shirt. So he's done this multiple times, and these are in the 90s, but he hasn't done it since. And I'm still gonna buy Fucked because he hasn't done anything like this since. But I just think it's funny that he did that, and everyone's just kind of like, oh no, he didn't do that. Nah, no, fucking did that shit. So
Well, he also had like newer designs that had Osama bin Laden and like Taliban related
he's
stuff
so
on it.
legit.
And it's like, maybe it's just a design thing. It's like, don't get me wrong. I don't
It
think
is.
anybody should be
Yeah.
doing, I don't know. It's the
I'm not.
problem is like,
No,
sure, he can make those designs, but there are definitely people buying those designs that support that type of hate shit. That's the problem with it.
no.
It's like, cool, I
Yeah.
get making
Right.
art, but I don't like that you've made it to a point where it can be mass produced and people that actually agree with said things that are in this art, that they'd wear it.
Yeah, and I don't want to put him on blast as in like I honestly don't care at the end of the day. I think it's kind of funny. I just thought it was more interesting that those did exist at some point and you could purchase those, from a catalog back in the day, which is cool. But yeah, enough about Nazis and Third Reichs. We got to stop with this, Paul. This is getting ridiculous. It's either pedophiles, Nazis,
Well,
Third Reichs, getting hard.
there's already going to be another Nazi topic
What's the other what
under
is
the
that?
movies and TV.
Oh no. What are you watching?
Oh no.
Sick. Yeah, I'm watching what is it? Like Hitler's fled to Argentina, some fucking like bullshit.
No. We'll get into that in a little bit. What I did want to talk about though was shout out the C podcast. They were on Gutterball, I don't know, 70 something, 80 something around there. It was their two hosts, Braden and Ben, aka Barry Blaze and the Pimp. They now have a third host. I believe he goes by KD. I was just on their 30th episode yesterday. I made an appearance. They also had another guest on. So go check out the C podcast at some point. I don't know when they're going to release episode 30. It's not out yet. But you can catch me on there. I didn't really talk a whole lot. It was short. It was about an hour, kind of similar to our cast. But it was a good time. I wasn't... they are way more lax about recording, man. Like, we do test recordings. We do all these other things. They just jump right into it, which I can respect. Had a really good time. So shout out to the C podcast.
Like, do you want to do any preparation at all? I'm not being an asshole. I'm just saying, you're gonna do a test recording or not? Because how do you know if it's How do you know if it's working? You don't. You retard.
Well, to be fair, throughout that, somebody on the show had mic issues throughout the show.
Yeah, no shit. Shit talk. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, you just start
Let's talk about podcast experiences. Let's talk about somebody, a certain someone. No, I'll save that for later. I'll save it for later. A certain somebody, Paul. A certain disabled somebody. Won't talk about it. Disable him. That's what.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. That's terrible.
Talk about that, right? Oh, I got a great topic here. If you don't want to jump off in anything else.
Really quick, everybody, stay tuned. I've actually started sifting the Norway footage. When you'll get a vlog, don't know, but it's gonna happen.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna get it. You're gonna love it. Paul, I got a question for you.
Yes.
What's your optimal sleep setting? And while you think about that, I'll kind of go through mine. Like, what do you need to sleep correctly? Do you need certain temperature, certain mood? Do you need TV on?
I'm not gonna
ambient?
lie. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Really? You struggling with that? Struggling staying asleep, falling asleep?
I just feel like I'll never sleep. It's waking up in the middle of the night. I toss and turn. even if I set the temperature, like I like it, I like it colder than it should be. I like to have blankets on me, but I also have seen the aspect of like sleeping with no blankets, but it can't be too cold. So I don't know. I'm trying to find a balance. I think I need new pillows and shit.
That was so sad. You're like, "I don't think I'll ever sleep, man." You're, like, so desperate. I'm so
Dude,
god
I'm
tired,
not
dude.
gonna lie, like I just don't think I will ever sleep correctly, and I've just kind of accepted
Ah,
it.
that sucks. Maybe it could be the bed, it could be the pillow, dude. There's so
No,
many
I
things in your
what
sleep.
needs to happen is I just need to go pay the money and get a sleep study done. And it's like they call it a certain thing, but it's like an event, a certain event of when you're waking up so many times. And I feel like I am one of those people that probably needs like a CPAP. I don't know, but I don't snore. So
Mhm. Well, I think I do snore. I don't know anymore. I gotta ask. I gotta ask my girlfriend. Hey, do I snore? Because I don't remember. Because somebody told me back in the day that like a couple months ago that I did, but I should look into that because it definitely affects your sleep. Well, I was just
what
curious what your sleep settings. I kind of like to ask everybody.
yeah, well what I also know is my it's not just sleep, like sleep setting, it's preparation for sleep. Like I know people go as far as like 2 hours before bed. No screens, nothing. They literally have smart bulbs in their house, so at a certain time at night every bulb turns to red.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like
Pretty cool.
so at
Yeah.
2 hours
Yeah.
before bed they
Well,
go to
yeah.
bed at the same. I think not just optimal sleep setting, but setting yourself up for good sleep is almost as important. And it's like right now at my time in life, I don't sleep too terribly to the point where I'm like, fuck, I have to go do all this extra shit before bed. But really, if I was smart, at least an hour before bed, I'd stop all screens. I'd make sure there's no light. I'd make sure I'm in a dark or a dim environment before bed. I would read or do something to calm down. A lot of people take non caffeinated or like tea, like they'll drink like some type of nighttime tea before bed, like an hour before bed. So like there's a lot of stuff that I think people miss out on as far as night preparation for bed, you know? Because exercising right before bed isn't good for you, right?
No.
Taking a shower right before bed isn't really great for you either. Is it okay to take it 2 hours before bed? Oh yeah. I think it's, keeps your bed cleaner too, if you think about it. Um,
Well, everything's okay in moderation and per person. You know that whole thing about the screens? I do agree with that, yes. But when you're someone like me who has been exposed to screens since birth and hasn't had a day off since birth, all right, I could sleep and watch a TV show. I dig, all right? But when you get somebody who's like a boomer who hasn't had their eyes saturated and melted into goo with these bright blue lights, which is what keeps people awake, um,
I
it
agree
fucks
with that, but I don't know, man. There's a certain point where like I also think a TV show playing while you're sleeping is bad for your brain, you know?
Yeah, well, that constant what I've read too is white noise is bad because that constant flood of noise and suppression can fuck with you in a sense of you don't get used to your own thoughts, right? Because you're always
Yeah.
in that other thing going. That's something that my girlfriend likes to have on is the TV, and I'm like, I can't do the TV. Like we can
I
have
I
like
used to be able to, but I don't anymore.
I need it pitch black in there and white noise. I can't do the TV. But for me, obviously, I talked. Need white noise. Needs to be at least, if I can, needs to be at least 60, 55 degrees. That's the best. Um, well, here's another personal question, Paul. Maybe you
60
don't
to
need to answer.
55 is cold.
Yeah,
That's
that's
cold.
what you want,
I do
man.
like 63, 62.
Yeah, I want like 55. That's what you want. Here's a little personal question for you, and this is what I've been figuring out lately too. Does like does because when my partner like wants to like cuddle me when I'm sleeping, I can't do that all the time because I thrash and I move when I sleep. And she'll be holding me and I'll be like, oh no, I'm like all trapped and I be moving in my sleep. So I've been kind of trying to find the right line between being held and not because I just kind of want to sleep over here by myself because D, I'm gonna elbow you in the sleep when I'm fighting spiders or something. I'm gonna just throw the haymaker down on
I
you.
was gonna
That's
tell you. I was gonna tell you this about relationships in general. It'll start like that, and then eventually you two you'll cuddle for a little bit, and you'll want nothing to do for each. Like some nights you won't even cuddle. Like it's gonna be like, here's my side, here's your side. That's how it always goes. So
Yeah,
just
oh,
get
yeah,
over that
I
hump, and it'll go away.
oh no, D better not watch. She's gonna watch this, but I'm waiting for her to get over it. She was the one. I was ready the first night to be like, all right, I'm sleeping over here. I was ready the first fucking night to already separate. I'm just a very like claustrophobic person. So if I feel like I can't move or
Yeah.
something, I'm out
Well,
this.
I
But
didn't really answer your question, but I will say this is my current optimal sleep setting. I like to have it between
okay.
60 and 65 degrees, and we have central air, so it's AC on. I like it to be as dark as possible. Lately, that's been tough because we still haven't bought curtains and curtains rods for any of our rooms in our house because we're waiting to paint. And that's going to kind of tell us, well, first, we don't want to hang everything up and then paint, but it's also like we want to make sure the curtains match. We don't want to go buy twice. So like there's that. It's like I'd like it to be as dark as possible. I do like a fan on, even if it's not blowing on me. I just like the noise of a fan. And we have this tiny little Honeywell fan we use, and the
No,
ceiling fan as
so you
well.
do like white noise. You found it.
Yeah.
That's white noise.
And then other than that, I like 1 to 2 blankets and a couple pillows. But again, like I just feel like I've never slept well.
Dude, that's not good. When you say that, that's so sad. You don't sound sad, but that's so depressing to me. I haven't ever slept well. Like, what do you need? A prescription for Xanax or something? And a fucking glass of wine before you go? Some more milk or something? I feel bad, man. You need to get some sleep. You're so tired. Melatonin?
Oh my god, melatonin.
No,
Melatonin's terrible. It makes me wake up worse, dude.
Who was that? You that told me about the vape and melatonin?
Yeah, I vaped melatonin. I had nightmares.
Yeah.
That company Dream Sleep, and they got fucking sued and went under immediately.
So
They
for
made
those that don't know,
vapeable melatonin.
yeah, you can do that, and apparently, from what we read, I think when we looked it up, was like it's very dangerous
Common
to
side
overdo
effect.
it. Overdo it.
Common
The
side effect is
nightmares.
nightmares you can't wake up from until like the morning.
Yeah, and
Like
it's that's one
horrifying
of them. And
nightmares.
it says the reason you don't see them much because people often overdose and overuse them way too much because you think it's a fucking vape, but it's melatonin and you shouldn't be inhaling that shit. Like that's why if you eat too many of those gummies,
You shouldn't
just
be
die.
inhaling anything. No one should be inhaling anything when it comes down to it.
No,
Your
except for
lungs are
oxygen.
meant for air, for oxygen.
I don't see. I'm with Kyle from PKA. I don't think us. I think honestly, right hand to God, if you took somebody for 18 and they smoked one cigarette a day for their whole lives, I think they'd be, and they worked out and ate well consistently, like I do, and smoked maybe one cigarette a day consistently. I think they'll be as healthy as the other person. Their lungs might be suffering, but they'll be right. I really don't think big pharma has led us to believe that cigarettes are bad for you. I don't believe that. They cure poison. That's how you get rid of poison, by the way, Paul. You get poison, smoke a cigarette. It suffocates the poison from an apple seed. So it's just a little known fact. It is. It's real. It's a real fact. That's a Gutterball fact for you. Cigarettes aren't that bad.
Gutterball
but you
t-shirt
wouldn't eat it
fact that just says smoke cigarettes, sponsored by the Gutterball podcast.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome. This is Gutterball
And
fact.
it's just a really sickly looking pen or bowling ball. Like, obviously in pain.
Dude, you're reviewing some good ideas. All of them should be like bowling pin or bowling ball, like the kind of like with the army men, where they're all the same, but they're each posed in different like ways, like the green army men. So one's sick and gassy, one's hitting the bong or something.
It's
like,
terrible.
Don't smoke weed, not even.
It should
once.
say Gutterball does not condone smoking, and then it's just the super sick bowling ball.
He'd be a good one, Paul. Don't even smoke weed, not once. And it's a bowling pin hitting the bong, and then next to it is like a deep fried photo of you looking all fucked up. Like,
That's terrible.
It's like your pin, Paul, but then it's humanized into that onto a bowling pin.
Yeah.
So like your face. That'd be funny as hell. Don't smoke weed, not even once. Your face. Yeah,
Just strain.
You look like the William Dafoe, and he's looking up. Whatever that, what is that from, that movie? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah.
But yeah. No, we got some great t-shirt ideas. Knocking them out here. But yeah, that's Gutterball sleep studies. So here's some sleep tips for you. We got them.
What do you want to roll into movies and TV or what?
Yeah, we should do that.
Why don't you go? What do you got? What have you been looking at?
Good.
What have you been watching this last week?
So the only way I'm ever exposed to movies is my girlfriend showing me them. Otherwise, I don't really care to watch new movies. I'm very picky, especially I'll just read. I really need to try to watch more movies because watching these 2 movies, I'm just like, they're all right. But I wouldn't. Honestly, if I was by myself, I probably would have shut off both of them, to be honest with you. And that's just me talking cynically because I just have the bar for movies for me is so high. Like, it's just not the best movie ever. I'm not spending 2 hours watching it. So one of them I watched was called Cloud Atlas. You ever hear of this, Paul? Cloud Atlas?
I've heard of it, but what I will say, man, is, as I've gotten older, and I've talked about this in the show before, I used to give every movie the benefit of the doubt when I was younger. I would take that time and watch the rest of it, even if I wasn't enjoying it. Nowadays, dude, I'll get like half hour into a movie. I'll be like, I'm not finishing this sometimes. Like, it's just so bad.
Okay. and I didn't think it was bad, but Cloud Atlas was such a
I think
mess of a
Destiny
movie.
really likes that movie. Is that the one with like
Yeah,
the am I thinking of the one with like the polar bear, or am I thinking of like that Compass movie? What's Cloud Atlas
there
about?
ain't no polar bear.
Go into it.
Okay, so Cloud Atlas, dude, I don't even know what it's about. I can't even tell you what it's about. It's so fucking confusing. It's about Tom Hanks being like a tribalsman. It's so weird. There's like 6 different storylines going on. It starts in 1879, then it goes to like 1970, then it goes to present day, and then it goes to 2244 in the future. And each storyline is kind of related, and it's
That's the
I don't
one
know
that was
how
a
to
book
describe it.
first, right? I think Cloud Atlas was
It's
a
definitely
book.
a book, 100% a book. Well, anyway, each actor in it, Tom Hanks, Halle Berry, Hugo Weaving, Jim Sturgis, Hugh Grant, Bill Winshaw,
Oh
Jim
wow,
Broadbent.
that's a big
Dude, there's some
stars. There's a
really
lot
big
of big stars.
here's what I say. Every actor stole the show. Tom Hanks in this, Paul, I've never seen him act any better. He starts at the beginning with a monologue. He's all old and decrepit, and you're like, what is he talking about? He's like, I'm gonna tell you a fucking story about my life. And his eyes all poked down, he's bleeding and shit. That's cool. But each actor plays multiple characters, but you couldn't tell it was them because they put on prosthetics or something. So Tom Hanks plays like 5 of the protagonists in the movie. Well, here's how I sum it up. Tom Hanks plays different characters, but they're all have the same motivations. Where Tom Hanks is he goes from the being the bad guy and then being the good guy because everyone's the same. That's kind of the whole movie is everyone's lived the same life over and over again and grew as that. So it's kind of hard to explain. It's a little weird.
Okay,
Um, it's a mess of a movie, very hard to follow. I will say it is Dee's favorite movie, so I don't want to dunk on her too hard because she's gonna watch this. But if she wasn't there, I would have shut it off after like an hour, to be honest with you.
okay. Well, what do
It was
you rate
so
it? What's your rating
oh,
scale out of
out
10?
of
Since
10.
mine fucking suck.
Yours is actually fucking stupid, and I do have a list of movies I'm writing down. I'm gonna come back in the
I haven't
cast and
seen Cloud Atlas, so I don't even know what I could rate it.
well, not this one, but I'm gonna do like cloud bullet points. You're gonna go 0 out of 10, and then I'm gonna compose that into a list of Paul's ratings, and I'm gonna come back and tell you why you're dumb about it. So just wait for that. That's gonna be a treat for
Okay,
all your viewers. Well, out of 10, I'd rate it a solid 4 out of 10. I'd give her a 4 out of 10. Okay, wasn't
that's a
great,
rough
wasn't
rating.
terrible.
You're telling me that the stars that stole the show don't at least give it half the points? Like not even a 5?
No, because the movie was so confusing and jumbled together that as soon as one plot started to make sense, you jumped 1,000 years into the future to another plot that somehow is supposed to be related to this, but it's not unless you look deeper into it, and it's fucking stupid. I don't like it. It's directed by those the people that made The Matrix. That's why it's dumb because The Matrix fucking sucks too. The movie's shit.
Only the first one's like okay, and then other than that, all the other ones after that suck, and it's kind of overhyped. But I get it.
Such a pile of shit. Second movie I watched was
Good for the
the
time.
Man from Uncle with Henry Cavill and like 2 other people that no one really gives a fuck about. It's a spy movie. Spy movie.
I
It's kind
wanted
of
to watch it. Is it good?
it's a spy romance. It's fun. It has its funny moments. Henry Cavill is fucking great, and if you like Henry Cavill, I would just say watch the movie because he's such a smug dickhead in this, and he's pretty
Okay.
funny. Um, but pretty much the premise is these like 2 spies who are it's set in the Cold War era or maybe earlier. No, it's just set in the Cold War era. And pretty much just 2 spies who were like one's for the KGB, one's for the United States, and they're like fighting each other at the beginning. Then later in the film, later on, they have to become partners and like watch over this one girl. Won't spoil it any farther than that, but they become partners eventually, and it's them like being assholes to each other and shit the whole movie virtually. A lot of funny scenes. It's not as much a spy film as I thought it was. It's more of a love romance comedic film. If you like Henry Cavill, I'd say watch it. If not, don't. I didn't even finish it. I fell asleep like 20 minutes so I don't even know how it ends, but I assumed it ended okay. I'd rate that one a solid. I'd rate it higher than Cloud Atlas. I'd rate that one a solid 5 out of 10. We'll give her 5.
Okay.
We'll give her average. Nothing super special about it, and my rating makes sense. For
Well, I
mine.
guess like my rating, the way I do rating scales is different than you because I consider 7 average. Anything below 7, like it has to be inherently bad to get below a 5.
What's half of 10?
5.
Well,
So I
then
guess
what's
it's
that?
average. I guess I'm kind of like grading it in a way. Like 70% is a C, like a 7 out of 10. I don't know.
You're insane. Nobody does it like that. That's why no one understands. I get comments, calls, emails. They're like, "What the fuck is up with this rating,
They're
bro? I
knocking
can't.
down your door. Who the fuck
You
is this
can't.
guy rate movies? Who's the guy in this cast?
We
Who
can't
is this?
trust their judgments." What did you put last week? Deadpool, a 10 out of 10. That's what you said.
I did
What?
not say that about Deadpool and
Maybe.
Wolverine. I maybe gave it like a 7 or an 8.
8 out of 10. That's still high. Anyway, I watch those two movies. Check them out or don't. Probably don't. Honestly, they're not that great. Go watch Silence of the Lambs instead.
I got three movies for you, and I finished a series. First movie, Dante's Peak. Never heard of it, never seen it. I watched it. It was on Amazon Prime, I believe. It's starring Pierce Brosnan and what's the chick's name from Terminator 2 that plays Sarah Connor? Linda Hamilton, right?
Linda. Yeah, I was gonna get it.
Yeah.
Linda.
So it's the lead actors are Linda Hamilton and Pierce Brosnan. Never seen a movie quite like this before. Maybe I don't see many movies about volcanoes, so that's why it stood out to me. It's called Dante's Peak. Yeah, 90s. What was that?
Volcano with Tommy Lee Jones. You ever see that one?
No, I don't think I have.
Volcano opened in New York. That one's fucking ridiculous.
So Pierce Brosnan plays a volcanologist. I think is how people that study volcanoes is a volcanologist. And basically what those people do IRL is there's like a few different organizations, but essentially they have sensors all over the world around or inside of our current, active and non-active volcanoes, because volcanoes that don't appear to be active can still be active. Like they don't actually regularly erupt, right? But yeah, it's like your classic, they go to this town because they feel like this one's showing signs of that it's going to erupt and it will fuck up the town called Dante's Peak. That's right next to it. And of course he meets Linda Hamilton's character, and she's the mayor of the town and has a couple kids, and of course she's not married. The husband left, and it's kind of like romance, but really it's a suspense and thriller of no one's believing on his team. No one on Pierce Brosnan's team of volcanologists are believing that it's going to erupt. And he's like, no, it's going to. Look at this is happening. This is happening. And then he finally convinces the team when the water supply is literally acid, sulfuric, the water coming out of the pipes are all sulfuric in the town. He's like, do you believe me now? And it's too late at that point. They can't evacuate. And so it's a suspense thriller of Pierce Brosnan trying to save these kids and the wife and stuff, and get away from the volcano that's erupting. For 90s, pretty good CGI. The eruption looks pretty believable. I thought it was, pretty well written movie. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I'm going to try to change my scale here. 6.
That's so high.
7.
So you rate that the same as Deadpool and Wolverine, the exact same. Steven, you question your own rating system. You can't do that, Paul. It's anarchy. It's fucking anarchy.
Well, it's my problem now is you fucking question me on my rating system, and now that I've already reviewed so many movies and TV shows, do I go back and redo them all?
No,
it's not. Go fuck yourself. Okay. All right. 6 out of 10 final on Dante's Peak, because from here on out, I'm changing my scale and I'm not being as nice. Thanks to fucking Ruby over here shitting on me for week after week after week. I'm made fun of. People are making memes about me. It's terrible. They're making memes about me sucking Harvey Weinstein's dick. I hate it. Stop doing it. Next up, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1 and 2. I haven't gotten around to rewatching 3. I've already seen these movies before, but they were due for a rewatch since Netflix was leaving soon. They're leaving Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3 are leaving Netflix August 31st, so grab them while you can if you haven't seen them. They're all classics. A lot of people hate the third. There are some things that are okay in there, honestly, that I don't think are terrible that make it an okay movie. It's definitely the weakest of the 3. Anyways, Spider-Man 1 and 2, rewatched them. Number 1.
I got some on that.
Yeah.
On one thing. I got a little bit of Spider-Man 2 trivia for you real quick. You'll like this. You know Joey Diaz, his scene in it when he's on a train? He goes, you want to get through him, you got to go through us. How much do you think Joey Diaz got paid for that role? How much do you think
Nothing.
He got paid? $40,000. Also, he was 400 pounds at the time, and Sam Raimi's he's like, Joey, you're too big to be in a train until we're ready to start filming. Go sit on the back lot. We'll call you when we're ready. He's like, you're too fucking big. We can't have you on the train. He told him that. Can't have you on the train. No, he legitimately got paid $40,000 for that role. No joke.
That's crazy.
I also got several private plane jet rides too. Isn't that crazy? It's wild.
Huh.
Hey, wow, Coke. Cool story.
Well, Spider-Man 1, I'm just going to go off with the rating first. Okay, so Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man 1, directed by Sam Raimi. going to give it a 9 out of 10. I think that's one of the better superhero movies ever made, to be honest with you, is that first one. The casting was really good. Tobey Maguire was a great
Peter Parker
semi-teenage Spider-Man. Like, he is supposed to be like a teenager, like high schooler, but like,
doesn't
you know,
never look like
yeah, of the time, it's like, that's, you know. And then casting was super good for the villain. I mean, like, Willem Dafoe as the Green Goblin was just perfect casting. The movie is laid out really well. It's structured well, introducing you to the world. It's really good at painting a background of both Norman Osborn and Tobey Maguire, you know, Peter Parker, and also really good at painting a background of Mary Jane too, like terrible home life. Lived right next door to Peter, didn't really pay much attention to him, but they were always kind of friends, but not really. So I have to give that movie a 9 out of 10. I'm not going to explain it. If you haven't seen the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire, you're missing out. Go check it out. Spider-Man 2. I definitely think, literally, of the 3 Sam Raimi Spider-Mans, they go in order of how good they are. Spider-Man 1 is the best. Spider-Man 2 is second best, I'd say. And I say Spider-Man 3 is the third best. Spider-Man 2, I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. I do think it was good. Again, casting was good, even for, you know, I can't remember the guy's name that plays Doc Ock, but
Alfred Manoa.
Alfred Manoa. So I thought he did a really good job. That movie's plot line and course, I didn't think was the greatest. Like, it just seemed kind of jumbled. The ending was kind of weak. Like, it felt like Doc Ock was definitely the enemy, but he didn't seem like it in a way, you know?
Well, he wasn't being controlled. Like, he was a good guy. Like, the whole time.
Yeah. It was the AI whatever, because his inhibitor chip got destroyed and whatever. And what was that?
He's still an evil. He's still a bad guy.
Yeah,
Like,
and then like it also I feel like that movie just paved the road for the third one too, with like his best friend finding out that he, you know, Spider-Man that killed his father, you know.
Dude, that scenes where he's in chains, that's a cool scene where he's about to stab him in the face. That's a cool scene.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, and it's a scene where he goes, "You sucked that cock for the last time, Spider-Man." That's a really great scene.
Yeah,
So
that's not, they doesn't say it. No, dude, when I was watching it, all I could see were the meme parts, like, "Thank you," and she says it to the statue, and then she falls, like, from that YouTube poop. Yeah. But anyway, we're talking about a YouTube poop called Spider-Man Revenge of the Mad Madman. If you're into YouTube poops, go look it up on YouTube, but it's just a Spider-Man 2 YouTube poop. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, that movie's 7 out of 10. I just don't think the backstories were good on all the characters again, and Mary Jane being with the other guy, and then eventually, like, you know, being with Pete. That was sad. That was the most satisfying part of the movie, is like finally Peter Parker's like not being such a twit, but I get why he was protecting her. What? Yeah.
Getting some pussy. Yeah. He already did it one time. Oop, there's another R word, my bad. When he kissed her. That
Dude,
was typed of
what's the timestamp on this? God. I have to edit this right after, by the way. Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry. You said it once. I said it twice. That ratio ain't that bad. That's not that bad.
Okay. We're almost to the end of movies and TV. I'm sorry to bore the listeners here. Good Lord.
No, you're not boring me. I'm sorry for saying the R word. It's my bad.
It's fine. I said it too. Last up is I finished I guess you'd call it a limited series, mini series. I finished Band of Brothers, which is old. You know, it's been out for a while now. Great cast across each episode. You're getting a different perspective, different view. Some episodes have a lot of action, some of them don't. What you're gonna see is the first couple episodes, you maybe don't see a ton of action, or actually you do, but towards the end you kind of don't. That's Band of Brothers follows the Easy Company. I think it's the 105th, 101st Airborne Division. So Airborne were the people that, you know, on the day of Normandy, or D-Day, they are the ones that jumped out of the plane to fight the enemies in and around Normandy, and then fought through battles like Battle of Bastogne and sieging cities and overtaking cities and stuff like that from the enemy. And it follows them all the way through up towards the end of the war, even when the Japanese side was happening, like Hacksaw Ridge and stuff. But they were in Germany and other European countries and whatnot. Where do I even start, man? It's almost like you have to rank it by episode. Neil McDonough's in it. He does a really good job. Colin Hanks makes an appearance. Donnie Wahlberg, Tom Hardy, like all these actors that were even younger back then are in it. What was that?
Ron Livingston, love him.
Is he the one that plays
Office Space guy?
Oh yeah, he is in it. Um, well, who plays the main guy, Dick Winters?
Is that not Ron Livingston? No, it's the other guy. I know who you're talking about. Like, I know who you're talking about. He's the other guy. What is his name? Anyway, I like that guy too. Pretty hot.
Yeah, he was the 506th Infantry Regiment with the 101st Airborne Division during World War II. He led Easy Company. So yeah, really the whole show follows. I mean, there's a lot of other people in Easy Company it follows throughout, people that died or end up having to leave throughout, But Dick Winters, or Richard Winters, was like, when he jumped out of the plane, he found out on D-Day that he was in charge because his commanding officer, their whole plane went down. So he pretty much progresses through the ranks all the way up to major at the end. And eventually, I think he said he ends up going back home, but then going back to the military even after World War II to train soldiers and stuff like that.
That's a
Who
real
plays
guy.
Dick Winters?
I didn't know this was based off of a true story, Paul. Did you know that?
You didn't know
He's a
that
real
about
guy.
Band of Brothers? Yes, dude.
No, I legitimately didn't.
Dude, the beginning of every Band of Brothers episode, it's like a monologue from all the ones that are in the show that survived talking about.
Oh, I
Dude,
guess I
it's
didn't even
really good.
know that.
Like,
I
you
only
need
watched
to watch it.
the episode. I didn't like it. I watched the
Um,
first one. Yeah.
Damian Lewis played Dick Winters. I thought he did a really good job on it. It's just a great miniseries, man. I have to give it, for a World War II depiction, I have to give it an 8 out of 10. It's so good. It's
From
it's
a TV show.
what was that?
Well, I mean, this is your TV show, right? And you rated 8 out of 10 in TV show land.
Oh, that's right. Comparing it to movies.
Because remember,
I'm
it's
giving it a
long.
9 out of 10 then. I fucking
Hours.
really liked it, dude. I like that old war stuff. It depends on it in World War II, and I think it depicted it well. And holy shit, man, that second to last episode is so sad. Because that's like, you're seeing it from their perspective. So throughout the whole thing, man, you really don't see anything about Jewish people and stuff like that. But then you're seeing it from their perspective, right? You're a soldier over there. There isn't smartphones. You don't know what the news is, the latest on the war, what Hitler's doing, what has happened on the German front, other than what you're hearing from your commanding officers. Then they run into a concentration camp, man, in the second to last episode, and they free all these Jewish people. And that is so fucking sad because they're fine. Because before that, leading up to it, you're starting to see a couple soldiers in Easy Company, like one in particular that's like, what the fuck am I even fighting for? Like, he got a letter that his wife divorced him since he's been gone so long. He's drinking, but then they uncover that concentration camp, and then they like really see like, oh my god, like we're fighting evil, like we're ridding the world of evil, like what the fuck they're doing to these people, like it's fucking terrible. Really good Band of Brothers, and I know I'm way behind on that, and I almost want to go buy it, the box set, just so I have it so I can rewatch it again. It was that good.
Before they censor it somehow. But no, I've seen that scene where they liberate the concentration camp, or kind of just look at it, and that is a fucked up scene. Pretty much any scene, those are fucked up. But yeah, I'll give her a shot. All right, I'll go give her a rewatch.
All right, well, question for you.
Yeah.
I know that there are other divisions of the military that acted on D-Day at the beginning, but between the two, would you rather been Army infantry walking out of the boats, or would you rather been airborne jumping out of the plane while they're getting shot down at the same time, or around the same time? Which one would you choose out of those two? I know there are other ones, but
definitely, I gotta go with
for invading.
To be honest with you,
I would rather jump out of the fucking plane and parachute in enemy territory and take my chances than walking out into a fucking machine gun.
Yeah,
And those guys there's a lot that still got past and stormed the beach. Like, that's what's crazy.
Yeah. I would not be the one. I'd be the guy, and remember in Medal of
Grabbing his
Honor, he
arm.
says, keep your head down, and he gets his head blown off. That's me when I say keep your head down, and I get my head fucking scooped off like a melon scooper.
Good lord.
Brutal. That's how it would be. No, maybe that's in World War II. What game is that? Maybe it's Medal. Anyway, no, I'd really rather be in the air. Actually, you know what? I'd rather be one of the Germans on the other side with the fuck. I'm just kidding. No, I want to be that.
Germans or the
They did lose,
Japanese.
actually. They did lose at some point. I don't want to be Japanese. I'm a little too good for that. Not too good to be a German. Too good to be Japanese. Is that racist? Probably. It's probably some underlying.
You probably just said something pretty offensive.
Yeah.
Well, we are over an hour. I do kind of want to wrap it up because I'm not feeling quite well right now. As you could tell, I'm kind of looking really pale. I don't feel very good. I just started feeling sick in the last 15 minutes. Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, just make sure to like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. Let Paula take it from here. Thank you so much for watching thus far. I appreciate y'all so much. As always, we're still gonna work on getting more content, but hey, life gets in the way and we're depressed. What can we do? We're just two people trying to make it. But yeah, I'll let Paul take it from here. I really appreciate if you're listening to this. Thank you. And we've been getting some pretty consistent views. So thank you. Appreciate that.
Everything he said. If you have any ideas for content we should make aside from sketches and maybe releasing the vlog, let us know. Drop your questions, comments, concerns below. Reach out to us at gutterballbusiness@gmail.com. Otherwise, Instagram DMs. Honestly, the email works a little better nowadays, but just let us know. Everything he said. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Have a great rest of your weekend. That was Gutterball 112. Have a good weekend. Whoa ho ho.